Hello children, in the previous video we learned how computers are categorized and what are the generations of computers. In this video we learn in detail about the first generation computers and the second generation of computers. So these are the 5 generations of computers. Now we look at first generation computer. The computers which were used between 1945 to 1955 belongs to first generation computer. This is the first generation computer. If you see, you can find that it is occupying a room. It is very big in size. We didn't even see this computer. All these computers are now at museums. We are not using these computers nowadays because we are now using latest technologies. In first generation computers, people used vacuum tubes as an important processing unit. This vacuum tube is very expensive and bulky. It is made of glass. This vacuum tube produces lot of heat. In the first generation computer, people used machine language for computing. We have to work directly on the machine. It is very difficult to learn machine language and work. But nowadays, we are not bothering about the language. We are sitting in front of the computer and clicking and dragging. What are the problems of vacuum tubes? Because of the vacuum tubes, the size of the machine are very big. We have to use many vacuum tubes. So it required large amount of energy for process. It means it consumes much current. As it is made of glass, it produces heat. So we have to use air conditioner to make it cool. And it is very expensive also. It is costly. In order to get proper functioning, we have to maintain the computer often. So we have to put lot of effort to maintain the computer. These are the drawbacks of using vacuum tubes. What are the problems? The size of the machines are very big. It requires large amount of energy. It produces heat, so it need air conditioning. It is expensive and maintenance also required continuously. So the devices used in those generations are UNIVAC, ENIAC and EDVAC. These are the computers which were used in those days. Now let us move to second generation of computers. The computers which were used between 1956 to 1963 belongs to this generation of computers. Compared to first generation, the size of the computer is reduced. So, people or scientists at Bell Laboratories invented transistors in 1947. These transistors replaced vacuum tubes. This transistor is a very important invention. Let us see how transistor works. Have you ever seen this transistor? Yes. This transistor used in all the devices. Even in our radio, you can see this transistor. Transistor is an important device which is used mostly in all the electronic devices. Today's latest microprocessor contains tens of millions of microscopic transistors. Even in our electronic circuits, we are using transistors. What is the advantage of using transistors? It is less expensive and smaller in size as compared to first generation computers. Fast in speed, low power consumption and less heat generated in second generation. What are the disadvantages? What are the problems in using second generation computers? Here also, maintenance of machine is required. Air conditioning required still as heat caused to process slowly. If the machine gets heated, we cannot work fast. So we have to keep air conditioner. These computers are not used as personal system. It was used only by scientists. These are the computers used in second generation computers. So what we learned what are the devices used in first and second generation of computers and some example computers used in each generation. Thank you, children.